women do not date out of their race enough, and God, please release my sisters from the shackle of only dating black men. I feel like it's time for us to explore our options. It's way more of life to see, way more experiences to have.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as per the title, guys, you can see the dusty of the day. Y'all already know all of these dust mite coming out here having microphone, just yelling on top of their lung how they despise black women. Y'all already know. When you ask one of the lowest hanging fruits of society why is it that they date these non-black women, we already know 9 out of the 10 reasons that these male are gonna give is literally gonna have to do with black women. At this point, I am so exhausted of the lowest hanging fruits of society coming out here, just talking a lot of gibberish, because at the end of the day, black women, we don't really care what y'all want. We don't care what y'all say. Why can't y'all just go out here and get with these women that y'all claim that y'all want to be with and just leave black women out of the conversation? Why can't the lowest hanging fruits of society do that? Nonetheless, guys, check out this clip, listen to what this dust bucket had to say, listen to what Shonda had to say, and then we will come back with more.
Okay, well, I don't like a loud woman.
Okay.
White women are quiet. Black women are loud.
Once again, I don't need you to mention or disrespect black women. There's loud women in every culture. So can you move forward without mentioning race or ethnicity?
Spoiler alert, he couldn't. And he eventually got kicked off of this dating show because every time the host asked him about the different qualities or characteristics he wanted in a woman, the first words out of his mouth are, "See, black women." Him repeatedly bashing black women to this panel of all white women was a part of his dating strategy. He's looking for a white woman who also hates black women. And by the look of some of those unpopped balloons, there were clearly some of them there. At some point, I'm like, ref, do something. We're not even on the field. I think it's a red flag whenever a man goes out of his way to bash a certain kind of woman. Kind of reminds me of the Shakespearean quote, "Thou doth protest too much." The more and more a man goes on and on about a certain kind of woman or a certain kind of person, there has to be something there. Did black women reject you one too many times? Did the plus size women tell you were too skinny for them? Did the Instagram baddies with the hair and the nails and the lashes, did they leave you on red or talking to yourself in their DMs? Sometimes it's the result of insecurity, past trauma, mommy issues, abandonment issues, sometimes self-hate. Sometimes men go on and on bashing a certain kind of woman because they want you to feel like you're better than those women. And he thought publicly and proudly bashing women that looked like his mother, his sister, his aunties, his grandma was the way he was going to get picked. Every stereotype he was clinging to, you can find in every single race. Shout out to the host for pointing that out to him. And I'm sure he knows that. But his intentions weren't to be accurate. It was to be picked.
Yes.
Without color.
I like nice hair. Well, I could rub my fingers through it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
White women, hair silky. Black women, nappy wigs falling all off at the club. You know what I mean? Dry.
You're being disrespectful. Okay, that's enough. I'm gonna ask you to leave if you can't be respectful.
Well,
so okay.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Thank
yeah.
you.
If you can't,
I keep it real. All right.
Okay. It doesn't matter. That's not real. That's rude, and there is a difference. Okay. So I'm sorry, ladies. I tried to get, but.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, there you hear what this dust bucket had to say. And we also have the dust bucket host here looking like a Christmas ornament. We already know the lowest hanging fruits of society. I have told you guys over and over, these males don't really have anything interesting going for themselves. So whenever they want to come out here and make a quick dollar, they already know the easiest thing for them to do is come out here, talk about black women, bring us up in conversation that has absolutely nothing to do with us. And to be honest, guys, if I was this non-black woman and I was interested in dating the trash collectors of society, I'm not gonna lie, I would feel highly offended that the only reason why these males want to be with me is because black women rejected them. Because let's just be honest, guys, the only reason why these males continuously come out here and spew the narrative that they do is because some black girl when they were in high school rejected them, and because of that reason they will come out here and address black women literally as a collective and say that black women were this, were that. This is why I think it is quite comical when y'all be coming out here and telling me that I shouldn't generalize the lowest hanging fruits of society, when they stop generalizing us as black women because we're not a monolith, then I'm going to follow suit. But as for now, I'm going to continue to talk about these male as a collective because that's exactly what they tend to do to us as black women. And just like Shonda say, this male literally, he could not answer these questions without him coming out here and bringing up black women. And as y'all saw, the Dusty host, he ultimately, I guess, kicked him off the show because he know that it would have got us talking, and hey, it worked, right? Because here we are. Nonetheless, guys, y'all already know I also had to bring a few comments on here for you guys. So as y'all can see, the very first commentator here say, just PUSS off all the black women, and now he's got to start on the white man. Sir, we're not interested either. Move it along. We stand with our black girlfriends in being totally repelled by y'all, which is quite interesting because these male, for the longest of time, they have been coming out here running with the narrative that these preferences, they're feminine, they're fit, they're not loud, they're submissive, they're willing to do anything to be with them. But when we literally have these preferences coming out here, I mean, was Courtney Clenny, was she not loud? Was she not coming out here calling the dust bucket Christian Obinselli all the N-word, beating his ass? Y'all remember those footage that got released where she literally was beating his ass in the elevator? I mean, what is that other preference that she went out with her dust bucket? They came back like 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning. She cleaned at that time. She was just cleaning her pew, and it just magically decided to go off. And because of that reason, we already know the dust bucket, he's no longer on this planet Earth. Were those women submissive? Were they not loud? Were they not combative? And I mean, we already know, we can mention so much more. This right here is yet again another reason why I continuously come out here and say, whenever I see one of the lowest hanging fruits of society coming out here running with their little dusty notion, to be quite frank, I think it is comical because at the end of the day, we already know what time it is, and these preferences be coming out here and letting the entire universe know exactly what time it is. But we already know the lowest hanging fruits of society, they have to continue to lie to themselves in an attempt for them to get black women to listen to what they have to say. Black women, like I have told you guys over and over, personally, I feel like the only time that y'all should be listening to black male is when they tell y'all to go out here and choose better men, which we already know ultimately mean not choosing black male. This one say he needs a quiet boyfriend. And as you guys can see, these are all preferences here commenting. This one say, as a white woman who is definitely not quiet. Look, almost all of these profiles, they're the preferences. This one say, isn't his mother a black woman? Why would any woman ever date a man who is disrespectful to his own mother? This right here is precisely why I continue to pose the question, why do black women continue to risk their life to give their biggest enemy life? That is something that personally I would never truly comprehend. Everybody who's not a black woman can see the issue with these type of stuff, except for the only woman that matters within the whole predicament, which are indeed black women. This one say he even came dressed like he just got released from jail. And hey, I don't think this comment here is far-fetched because we already know these male are the biggest criminal to walk this planet Earth. This Dusty say, why is the whole page about talking about men? Like, damn. This one say, isn't his mother black? Again, black woman, as y'all can see. People are asking questions that I have been asking for the longest of time. Another preference say, I had a guy say the same thing and then say he like Latina because we are spicy. I was like, what? It's literally the same ish. we can all be loud, it's probably because you are ignorant. As y'all can see, the preferences are dragging the lowest hanging fruit of society for the filth that he is. This one say, I dated a black man who had a quote unquote preference for white women. It was a fetishistic disaster. This one say, the fact that some balloon was left on pop, because we already know these Beckys, I mean, y'all saw those women, right? You guys truly think that these preferences here, they're able to pick from the top of the litter with men within their community? Let's just be honest. You can just look at a non-black woman and see what type of options that they have. This preference say, I am no man's piece. Preference say, I will never date a man who bash black women, period. This one say, if race is a type, it's a red flag no matter who's saying it. I love a nerdy guy. TikTok showed me nerds of all color that I love. This preference say, he doesn't know us very well. This other preference say, I hear this all over TikTok. In New Zealand, we don't even acknowledge the color of anyone's skin. It's not a subject that has any importance. And lastly, guys, this commentator here say, his outfit is loud. This one here said, but his outfit spoke volumes though. And lastly, guys, this dust bucket here say, you can have a preference without disrespecting the rest of the population. Why can't they comprehend that? So ladies and gentlemen, this is all that I have to say on this dusty notion. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about yet again another one of the lowest hanging fruit of society doing what they do best, which is ultimately coming out here disrespecting the womb that risked their life so that these little dust bucket would be able to see the light of day. Black woman, once again, why are y'all continuously coming out here risking your life to give life to your biggest enemy? That is something that I would never ever understand. Nonetheless, guys, this is all that I have to say on this whole predicament. What are your thoughts and opinions? Please get in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.
Black women, it's time to hold ourselves accountable because we are reaping what we sowed. We have lied and gassed black men up for centuries, letting them think that they are kings with no kingdoms, letting them think that they are the emperor when they are naked. And now we are dealing with the consequences of those actions. Instead of being honest with black men and requiring them to do better for not only themselves, but the community that they helped create, we have allowed them to tear it apart and then put it back together quietly behind their backs and then still let them get the credit for it.